But everyone wants to know, what type of salary do bankers really earn? I've worked in the industry for over 10 years. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, HSBC, all these top banks. What are the current offering salaries there? Find out in this video. So how much are bankers really making these days, right? We always hear that bankers are paid so well and they're super successful. But what is it right now, right? Because you have tech jobs that pay well. Some people who work in the finance industry move to tech. Some people are leaving the finance industry to maybe go from investment banking to working in small crypto startups. Is it really what it's cracked up to be, as we've typically been told? So let's look at this brand new article about where is the best place to work in terms of finance. Now, as we look at this table, what can we see? Firstly, of course, sales and trading, as you'd probably expect, are one of the highest paid roles on average, close to $500,000 in terms of average total compensation. So if you're looking for that high paying job, again, sales and trading is a great option for you to consider. Being able to work on a trading floor of a major American investment bank, as I've done at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, and working in European investment banks like HSBC, these do typically pay well. The work hours are not crazy, 51 hours a week. So you're basically working, 10 hours a day or so, working market hours, a bit of extra time in the morning. You come in, you learn about where the market currently is and where you're going to be trading at, and stay a bit late to do some of your day-to-day financial admin and your P&L, profit loss calculation. So the working hours aren't too crazy. And then in terms of the average compensation per hour is $180, which is quite good. Nothing to complain about really. And then of course some of the next best options would be ECM, equity capital markets, which is basically a type of investment banking. They typically do have longer hours, as you can see here, 64 hours, but 400k salary, that's a great thing great salary to have. Of course, you can save that, invest that, and retire early. Credit sales and trading is also quite popular, so if you want to consider that would be a good option for you to make a higher salary. And then M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, which is a division within investment banking, another good option for you to consider. And then we've got commodity sales and trading. And typically when the stock market's not doing so well, commodities tend to do well, because if people take their money out of the equity, out of the stock market, various commodities, they put their money in various commodities such as gold, agriculture, things like that. So that's a growing area, and I've noticed from recruiters as of this year, they've been quite keen to hire people around that area as that business is growing for many banks. And then we have a variety of other options, right, that are typically lower paying, still high paying compared to most people's jobs, but they have a bit more of the work-life balance you might be looking for. So if you're looking for just your standard 9-to-5 type of job, these 40-hour week type of work, that's exactly what you'll find if you are looking for some of these easier jobs, these support roles. If you want to work in compliance, you want to work in operations, technology, risk, finance, you can still earn a high salary. The average salary there you can see is around 200k. If you're at the mid-level, lower level, you could easily work up to 100k salary and still be working 40 hours a week. Still have time to do other things you want to do in your life. Go to the gym in the morning, spend your evening with your family, and still earn a decent salary compared to most jobs. So it's something for you to consider. I know everyone watching this, myself as a career coach trying to help you out, not everyone's looking for those super high paying, high pressure, high stressful jobs. You're looking for maybe something that pays well and that isn't going to burn you out. And those are some of the options highlighted here that you should consider. So a couple other key points from this article I want to point out to help you in your career. The first one is around hedge funds and private equity firms. And as you can see, that hedge funds typically earn twice as much as people in private equity funds per hour. So again, when you're working a job, don't just think about the overall compensation. Think about how many hours you're working. If you're working loads of hours and you're not getting paid great per hour and you're burning yourself out, your health is getting worse, you don't have time for family, friends, or a relationship, is it really worth it, right? So maybe you want to, if you have a choice between working on the buy side between a hedge fund and a private equity firm, maybe opt for the hedge fund if you can earn more per hour, so you can save more, invest more, retire early, or invest that in your family and your relationship and your housing costs and things like that, rather than simply just going for private equity firm where you might have long hours. And technically, when you do the math, you're not getting paid much per hour compared to other finance jobs. Now, another point here is around M&A bankers, right? M&A is merger and acquisitions. So it's a type of investment banking division, is a department within the investment banking division. And what they were complaining about here is they're working long hours, they're doing complex work, and they're not getting paid enough. They want higher compensation, they want higher pay, right? And this is someone working for a major M&A type of company, working for Evercore in the United States. So this is what I mean. A lot of people, they overly exaggerate the benefits of investment banking careers sometimes. You know, you want to earn a high salary, but do you want to burn yourself out every day? Do you want to be a merger and acquisitions analyst, and then you're working 100-hour weeks, right? And you're not getting paid as much as you think would be a fair salary. So just think that thing through when you are picking a job. Work-life balance, long-term career growth potentials. How are people actually feeling about it currently in the job? Are you talking to people who are working those type of jobs? How do they really feel day to day about those jobs? Just really think it through when you are making these life-changing decisions, what type of career you're going to pursue. Something I can help with as part of my one-to-one career coaching. And next up, lastly, we have Deutsche Bank, right? We have an associate working at Deutsche Bank, and they talked about their bonus being down despite more responsibility and better team performance. So what you got to look at here is one of the unfortunate circumstances is you could be working hard, you could be doing the best work you've done in your career. Because the overall company's not doing as well, or because there's a recession, the bonuses could be down compared to the previous years. You could be given more responsibility, be doing more work, have a really strong, highly qualified team doing the best work in a decade, but you're not getting paid enough because the company's not doing well overall, or as I say, market conditions dictate that your bonus is going to be down. So really think about what best for your circumstances. So if this person's working at Deutsche Bank and they're not happy, advise them to go and start interviewing elsewhere at other top major banks, or even consider hedge funds and private equity, because you want to get paid a fair salary compared to the work you're doing. And if there's some other reason that it's not down to you, maybe internal office politics and the bonus is going to other teams, he's working harder than ever, has this great team, they're doing lots of extra work, they need to think about, should they continue working there, even though if it's a brand name company like Deutsche Bank, they might want to work somewhere else and really take their experience to earn a higher salary and leverage that, maybe getting paid more to do less work at another big name company. And this is often how it works, right? You shouldn't get too caught up in what are the ins and outs of your particular role and think that's it. I'm a vice president at Deutsche Bank working in for example, and that's it. That's just where I'm at. You always got tons of options. You can either pick another industry. You can either think about a lateral move to another company. You always got options on the table there. As you can see overall, if we just take another look at that table, overall, all these salaries are great salaries compared to the average salary of a country. We might say it's higher skilled, you have to go to a top university, you have to work under tight time pressure, lots of office politics, backstabbing, cutthroat type of environment, psychopath type of, sociopath type of behavior in the finance industry. But end of the day, it does kind of pay well. You do have the ability to earn a high salary, invest it accordingly, retire early, and live a great life for yourself away from what is increasingly a collapsing society in the West. Have a look at that. You can feel free to pause your screen right now. And if you're interested in any of these careers, right, I've worked in many of these roles or worked alongside people who do work these roles. So whether it's operations, compliance, tech, risk, finance, sales and trading, investment banking, M&A, I've either worked alongside people in these roles or similar roles. And as a career coach, I can help you pursue any of these, right? I've worked for Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and HSBC for over 10 years. And I can talk you through how to take a step-by-step approach from university to writing your CV, getting through those interviews, getting an internship, getting your first, second, and third role, going from analyst to associate to VP, even more senior roles at managing director level. I've worked all these type of positions that I can help you with. One of my more senior roles was working as a director at Morgan Stanley, so on the trading floor, the sales and trading division in London, right? So these are things I can help with and help you really pick carefully what you actually want to do versus what you're told to do, because you might be told, oh, sales and trading is the right thing, but is your personality like that? Are you maybe more analytical? Are you okay working longer hours? Maybe investment banking might be for you. If you want the good balance and you have a finance background, maybe pick a finance career. If you're less skilled in more technical finance elements, you might want to go for operations or compliance, which are more like procedure driven. If you have an interest in commodities specifically, then the specific skill sets you need to learn to be able to trade those. There are all these unique rules about trading commodities compared to other products. And there's a lot to learn there, and a lot I can help you with on a one-to-one tailored session. So something to consider if you do want to earn those high salaries and push forward with your career. I hope you found that video helpful, right? So now you know roughly what type of money they're making. So, it's very good to make those type of salaries, but they do come with challenges, long work hours, stress, job instability. That's why when they make those high salaries, they need to make sure they invest and save accordingly and plan ahead for their lifestyle, whether it's minimalism, perhaps career changes if the industry is shrinking, things like that. If there's a recession, what they're going to do next. So there's all sorts of challenges and risks when you do earn those higher salaries. It's not simply a gateway to financial freedom immediately. It takes a lot of meticulous planning over the years to turn that high salary into financial freedom. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. 2 recommended videos on your screen right now, free ebook in the description, and I'll see you next time.